afternoon. I'm your TV host, Aki J. Marion, and today we're here with a rather interesting topic of beauty. But before we get into our topic, I'd first like to introduce our guests. On my right, we have
Alex Rosinski.
And then we have
Vanessa Garcia.
And
Ariana Benoit.
Okay, so our topic today is beauty. So, what is beauty?
It depends on, beauty is the eye of the beholder, and so depending on each person, someone views something beautiful differently. Like someone is more attracted to someone's eyes or their smile, or certain qualities about that. And so how to determine if what's beautiful is based on yourself, no other opinion, because it's all about what you think and not what anyone else thinks or someone says you think should be beautiful. It's all on what your eye perceives beauty to be, because we're all different.
Mm-hmm. And you were saying something about confidence?
Yeah, for someone to feel like they're beautiful, they should have confidence in themselves and not worry about other people and what they say.
It's all about how you feel or how you perceive it? Okay. So, unfortunately, people tend to name more negatives than positives about their appearances. So, as the saying goes, we are our own worst enemies or our own worst critics. So that being said, why do you think people tend to focus on negatives rather than positives?
I feel like as individuals, we tend to compare ourselves to everyone else, and that plays a really big role.
Comparisons? Do you guys agree?
I think we compare a lot. I also think we sometimes take for granted like the good stuff that happens. Like we think like that's just normal for good things to happen. So when the bad thing happens, it's more impactful to us. So we tend to look towards those bad things because those tend to have a more impactful situation towards us. And that's why it kind of outweighs the positives instead.
So you think people should prefer to focus on their positive attributes rather than negatives?
I think they just don't see them as much as negatives. They need to focus and try to appreciate it more, because sometimes you forget what you have until it's gone. Perfect example, I'm perfectly healthy right now, I don't have a cold, but once I get the cold, I always think, gosh, I'd do anything to get back to having a non-stuffy nose. See, I don't appreciate being healthy until I'm unhealthy.
Yeah. Anyone else? No? Okay. So if you guys had the opportunity to alter your appearance that was given to you, would you accept it? Or are you content enough with your own appearances?
I would probably change my appearance into a dragon because they're so much cooler and they can fly.
I'm sorry, what? A dragon? A dragon. Okay. Vanessa?
I wouldn't. I don't think it's anything major that I need to change it. So
dragon. Okay, Alex?
I used to think I'd want to change something by myself, but then I kind of just accepted it and just was I'm perfectly content with how I was made and who I am.
Mm-hmm. Me personally, I would want to be like something with more symmetry, perfectly symmetrical, and cause that's kind of how I perceive good appearances, symmetry. So in recent studies, 33% of surgeons found out that the request for plastic surgery has increased due to people being aware of their appearance due to social media. Do you agree with the statement?
Yes.
Yeah.
So why do you think social media plays such a huge factor?
Because they always perceive one thing as beauty, not a whole genre of things. So when we constantly see one thing that we're not similar to, we start to compare ourselves to that and wish we were like that.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. Vanessa?
I think it just plays a big part.
It's a big part.
Yeah.
Social media is definitely very impactful because you're putting yourself out there in the open to be, someone to judge you essentially. Yeah. And we all want to put ourselves out there and get complimented and good positive feedback. But with the world we live in today and how social media is, we don't usually get that good compliment or the positive feedback. We tend to get the negative and the backlash. And we talked about how we focus on the negative, that's why it impacts us more. Taking all that negative that we get and then we take it out on ourselves.
Yeah, and feeding off of that, there was a while ago a heftier woman who went to her prom, and she was all makeup done, beautiful, and she felt very happy with herself and her appearance, and she posted on social media, but people insulted her, told her to take it down, and that she was unattractive to the point where she had deleted her social media. So it was a negative for that, but then afterwards people came to her rescue complimenting her and bring back up her spirit. So it's a pro and con for both. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, there was also a video where this woman, she put up a picture of herself with no makeup on, and she got all this negative response to it. But then when she put makeup on, she got even more negative response, like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing makeup, false advertisement. But there was also more good than the bad
So
response.
it's kind of like you never get to win no
Yes.
matter what you do. Okay. So when it comes to self-esteem and acceptance, do you find it harder to feel confident when your friends and family and other people are always watching and judging you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Can you give an example?
With friends, yeah, they may judge you, but they still accept you for who you are. While parents, they judge because they want you to be better, even though it's not always the best.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think it definitely takes a big impact on us because friends and family, the people that we kind of like hold close to us, like we kind of value their opinions and we want to hear, you know, a compliment or something nice. And so like if they say something that like we don't like hearing, it really hurts us because like we really value that person as a close friend or family. So to hear something negative, it just really like kind of takes you and like it cuts you pretty deep because like you trust that person.
Like with friends and family?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's a bigger impact from friends and family than like a stranger?
Definitely, but not saying it's not impactful for like a stranger to it. I just say it would be more impactful if like a close friend said something like that was hurtful towards you because you trust that person and you expect more of them.
You guys agree? It's so funny. Like, I find it more difficult for a stranger. Like, it's more of an impact because if it's a person you don't know that like sees something about you that you don't like immediately, I would feel more impacted than people who know me well to point it out. So I just find that ironic how you think closer people. You guys see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's probably different for each person.
Okay. So, what do you think would make you more confident as an individual?
That is a very tough one. There's a lot of things that could make someone feel confident. I think first and foremost you have to be confident in yourself, but that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
And
how
so
do you
how do you get that? Yeah,
get
that's the
confidence
question.
or more confidence?
Yeah, you definitely need the positive feedback from your friends and family, a supporting group to like kind of keep you accountable and keep your confidence up. Because if you don't have that, then you'll just beat upon yourself. So you do need a support system of friends and family, and I think you need to find an outlet, something that you like. You basically follow your bliss, do what you love, and you know don't care what anyone says. You know, just do you, and that's all about supporting your confidence right there. Is just doing what you love and then having the close group of people supporting you.
Okay, so how do you find confidence with no confidence?
For me, it would probably be take something of myself that is different from somebody else and love it.
Love it.
Because I have 2 different shades of eye color, and because of that, when I was younger, I always hated it. But now I love it. I think it's pretty.
It's very
and-
exotic,
yeah.
unique. You gonna say something?
He just said it all. So.
You said it all?
Yeah.
Summed it up? Okay. Is there anyone out there you aspire to look more like or someone that you can't help but awe in the beauty of?
Every other person I see.
Every other person you see.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because something about them, for them, they have more confidence. So to me, they look much better than I do. And I want to be like them. I want to have more confidence. I want to be myself and love myself.
So it's all kind of backtracking back to confidence?
Yes.
What about you, Vanessa?
What was the question?
The question was if there's anyone you could aspire to look more like or someone that you can't help but awe in the beauty of.
I think I would agree with just people in general, because if they express lots of confidence and they're like confident about how they are and they're like happy all the time, then I'll be like, okay, I can agree with that. So
I think we usually look at celebrities more like who we think is like more beautiful because obviously celebrities they tend to have better like physical qualities because that's how Hollywood is. They pick the attractive people and that's who we see more. And also celebrities they usually tend to get positive feedback. You hear all the time like, oh, have you seen this person? This person is so beautiful, so handsome, whatever. And like so you just hear all the positive feedback about that person. Like you kind of like you want that. You want to get like people to talk about like positive things about you.
So you're like,
it's
if you
like
look
you're
more like
like
them.
I want that. I want people like to talk about and be nice about like that to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you kind of explained my next question. What makes you view them in that type of light, celebrity wise? You said you think there's more confidence. I forgot what you said, Vanessa. Same thing. So just how they uphold themselves with the confidence in their beauty just makes you aspire for it.
I would agree.
Okay. out of slight curiosity, when it comes to building up self-esteem, is it something that's done entirely alone on yourself, by yourself, or does it take someone seeing you as beautiful?
I don't think it should be entirely just yourself, because you need a little help. But I don't think you should always rely on someone to give you positive feedback, because you need to grow upon that, and you need to love yourself more, and don't expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself.
Exactly. So it starts within before you can get someone out. So what about the people who start on the outside, finding someone to love them, and that like movie fairy tale thing of someone loves you and it brings up your confidence, but then when they're gone,
something small happens and you're just gonna be upset and even lower than you were before. So
I agree with her.
you agree?
She pretty much said what I was going to say. I think first step is loving yourself, because if you don't love yourself and then you want someone to come in and, you know, like date you and love you, essentially how can you have that person love something about you if you don't love it about yourself? And also, how can they give you something that you can't like give back, you know? You're basically relying on someone to, you know, basically like you're depending on that person. It's like codependency, like two halves like coming together and fixing each other, and like it usually doesn't tend to work out, because you need to build it up from the inside and then have someone there to also like hold that together, but like not essentially like save you, I think.
So with that, I find it kind of ironic, because now we're all on parallels again. Like personally, I think when two people who are kind of broken get together, that they see how sad they've been like with themselves, that they'd want to help build someone up, which is why I kind of see how people would think that people from the outside loving you kind of helps you, because like if you don't have this and you know what it's like not to have it, why would you not want to give it to someone else? And I think that's how like some interesting relationships form as well, rather than I'm content with myself and you came to me because it seems like I have it all together, and you either don't or you do and you're like, well, power couple now, you know?
I can see that. I think that could definitely work if they definitely can work together through that. It's all about commitment and like trying to like work through it, because I guarantee you if they're both broken and they're like slowly trying to build up to like get 100% and like essentially like work together, fix each other, there's probably gonna be some problems, because one's lacking one area, one's lacking another area, and like there's gonna be an issue probably down the road. So as long as you have the commitment to work through that sort of problem, I think the relationship can definitely like stand.
Okay, so is it possible that having someone else to call your own is the answer to low self-esteem or feeling beautiful or feeling confident? I know we kind of touched base on that a little bit, but do you think like it helps, or?
I think it helps, but it's not something you need to be happy.
Not something you need?
Yeah. I think it'll help. It'll be a big part, but I don't think you should rely on it, like I said. Because like once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And you're just going to strive for it back.
Yeah.
But then you're going to be heartbroken because it's not coming back.
Yeah, so.
Ariana?
To me, it is a big part, but there are other things that you need to do before you find love, before you settle down. Like if you don't have that confidence, then go to like a beautiful place where it's like serene and everything and it's just calm before you decide, okay, I'm going to have somebody else give me that confidence then.
Okay, so that kind of jumps to my next question, literally. Is love what's most important in life, or is it something else?
That's a very deep question.
Very deep.
Very deep question. We're finishing strong here. I think, I wouldn't know, but I'd like to say love is definitely like one of the most important things in life, and not just like loving another person, but like loving yourself and like also loving those around you. It's like one of the most powerful things that we can share with one another.
As human beings?
As human beings, yeah. There's too much hate in this world. I think we need to start like extending our love to other people, not just like our close friends and family, but just like strangers too, because I guarantee you there's people in this world who are just like urging, they're reaching out for someone just to talk to them, and when they finally get that, it can change their life.
Okay, well, that's all we have for Happily Ever After or Not, and you'll see us next time where hopefully we'll find you your prince or Prince Charming. Thank you.